when the narrator of this book starts off saying he invisible, it ain't cause he got superpowers. It's cause whenever people look at him, they only see their surroundings, themselves, and their imagination. So this cat started reminiscing about back in the day when his young self got the honor of making a speech in front of some white folk. But before he do, the invisible man gotta throw down with some brothers and make a damn fool of himself as entertainment. When it's all said and done, these crazy crackers throw him some change for his education. In college, the narrator gotta drive around a rich honky named Norton. But after showing him how black folks really live, the invisible man gets expelled and ends up grinding at a factory in New York. It's all good till one day goes hyphy at work and the narrator blacks the out. Then the invisible man hits the streets of Harlem where he shacks up with some soul sister named Mary, who heals his wounds and learns some good on his black heritage. After the invisible man heal up, some fools called the Brotherhood ask if he want to join an organization to help the oppressed. The price? He kiss his name and his past goodbye. When Clifton, one of his Brotherhood boys, disappears, our boy goes looking for him, but soon after, sees him gets capped by the 5-0. Rodney King, preach! So the narrator pours one out for Clifton during his funeral, but the Brotherhood start tweaking about him doing it without their say-so. Gets real when some thug named Ross the Destroyer sparks a riot up in Harlem. This fool throws a goddamn spear at the invisible man. How the f you got a spear in Harlem? But our boy ducks it, picks it back up, and slings it right in his grill. Then Invisy fall into a sewer hole where the police trap him, and he been chilling underground ever since. Yo, hold up for a second and check me out, shorty. If your cell phone company trying to play you with all them hidden fees, then roll over to ting.com, cause they got the whole service provider game sold up. This ain't no James Joyce, son. Ting.com is mobile that actually makes sense. And if you think I'm fronting, just check that savings calculator and you'll see when it comes to fast money, it don't get no realer than Ting. Show some love, baby, cause Ting.com is going hard for the hood and helping keep this play off the streets and in the library. Throughout this novel, Invisible Man's main game is finding a true identity in a world full of phonies trying to tell him who he be. Whether it's Emerson, Norton, or Jack from the Brotherhood, they were very much the same, each attempting to force his picture of reality upon me, and neither giving a hoot in hell for how things looked to me. I was simply a material, a natural resource to be used. But only by defining himself can the Invisible Man really break them chains and be free. So our boy tried to find a gang of other players who fight in the same power. But even the Brotherhood scheming to use the narrator for their own purposes. They say they're a gang of liberators, but on the real, they really just a bunch of oppressors. The Invisible Man trying to find out who he is, but these haters playing it raw and tell him to forget his name and past. But how's a brother gonna cope with all these haters rolling fake? He gotta look at life with a new sense of awareness. Even though Invisible Man dealing with some real street shit, he learns to look at life through a comic frame. Like his grandpappy say, laugh to keep from crying. Every single time this thug tried to change his life in order to stop being run, it ends up so far from what he intended that it seems straight up absurd. For example, his speech at the beginning don't give him no respect, but it does give him a mouthful of blood. When it's all said and done, the Invisible Man finally gets exactly what he's chasing. Wading through all that absurd bullshit helps him find out who he truly is. Like my main man Camus once said, the absurd then is that kind of man who wills to discover or to impose meaning upon an existence for which he has been able to determine no real purpose. In the end, our boy throws all these fake haters to the wind and say he don't need them to find his own identity. So he buries himself underground, picks up a pen, and defines himself through spitting his story. That's some heroic shit right there. So define yourself by picking up some of my swag. Tune in next week and get your ass at